What? Oh.
Should be on. You should be able.
Hey, Vanessa. Because I didn't know that we were on until Johnny just mentioned it. I guess I didn't hear that. All right, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. It's the Caravan of Dreams, the redo. Y'all know what it is. It's 8 something Monday, total eclipse day. I'm trying to see who all tried to catch the eclipse without any glasses on. Did y'all just, out there trying to watch the sun and you didn't have your glasses on, so now your eyes are messed up? Anybody do that?
I think you could watch it when it was covered. I mean, I think it will still mess with your eyes.
Even if you had the glasses on?
With the glasses on, you good.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Rashonda Rutherford McCoy.
What up? So everybody had some of these, right? Y'all was good to go with your solar eclipse glasses. So okay, now this was, you know what, to me, the thing with the solar eclipse, I'm gonna say this. Um, I thought it was very interesting. Once it got dark like that, I was because okay, at first it was like I'm like, okay, it's not even going to get dark. And then all of a sudden it was like,
Shoot.
I was like, yes. That was so fascinating to me. And all I needed, and I mean, okay, I'm just gonna say it. All I needed out of just when that happened was a funnel cloud to come down. I was like, yes. But I mean, I'm saying in my mind, that's what I was thinking. Because that would have really that would have put us over, for as far as fascination, right? So yeah, I like watching the clouds and all that. So that was super duper fascinating to me. So now you said you had to pull over on the side of the freeway.
I mean, to see it,
So you said the police were pulling people over.
the police was telling people to get back on the freeway, to get back on the road.
Oh, because everybody was pulled over. Oh wow, wow. Yeah. I mean, I guess everybody everywhere was trying to watch it.
It wasn't
So
like it was, but it wasn't packed. It was like me, us, and another car on one side, and another car on the other side. It wasn't like it was just like a whole lot of people on the side of the road
oh okay. Oh, okay.
at all.
Yeah. So I was watching where in another country the when it got dark, like it was like pitch black, like there was nothing. I think this was in Chile or something. They showed the eclipse on their end. Now it didn't get pitch black to me. It definitely looked night, but it wasn't a total blackout. Now I wonder if depending on where you were, if that's what if that's what it was.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. I would have thought that it would have been a total blackout everywhere at some point in time.
Yeah. Because I mean, to me, it was dark, but it wasn't just pitch black.
Did anybody get it on their phones? I heard where people was putting it over their phone, putting the glasses or whatever, the lens part of the glasses over their phone
Oh, you
lens.
know what? Because I was trying to understand some family members that did that, and I was like, "What does that mean?" I didn't understand that. To say put it over your phone. I didn't get the understanding.
Put it over the lens on your phone
Yeah.
like a filter.
Right. 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 Now they said for those who have um I guess I don't know if it's just iPhone users or what. Um that you could there's a filter on the iPhone that you can so yeah, I don't know.
Possibly.
Mhm. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, did anybody get any good pictures? Anybody
I didn't.
out there?
I don't have an iPhone. I got an Android.
I know. Sorry, I'm sorry for the Android
I
users.
know. My little raggedy Android camera boy, he could not. It,
Ah, yeah, I
man.
know. Y'all couldn't catch any of that. I'm sorry. Sorry for Android users.
Well, you could if you had like a S series. You'd have to have a certain type of Android. Like Android has, I always tell people, Android has so many levels of phones you can get. You can get
Mm.
cheap phones, but when you get up to the higher price phones, they right there with the iPhone.
Oh, okay.
The thing is you do have the option to get the cheap phone. And many of us, such as myself, choose to get the cheaper phone.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you get the cheaper camera.
Right, right, right. All right. All right. I think Vanessa, didn't you get some pictures or something? But I think yours were looking um regular. I don't know. That's just but anyway.
I mean, regular, as long as you was getting in where it was, covering up the sun, shoot, you got a pretty good picture. Mine was, it couldn't handle the brightness.
Right, right. All right, all right. Hey everybody. Hey, thank y'all so much for joining us. We appreciate you. We know we're a little late. Just man, it's been one of those kind of days. I think did anybody else feel drained today? I don't know. Maybe it was just me, but I felt like the eclipse drained the energy out of me or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
JoJo was good. Dallas, DJ Lowe was good with you. Aldrich, one of my old classmates, man, was good. Xavier Sanders was good. Appreciate that Hennessy shot yesterday.
All right. So anyway, now you had expressed some interest in the Kendrick Cole, no Kendrick Lamar, J Cole. What is that? What's going on? I saw some different things that they were kind of going back and forth on, but what from what I saw now, didn't J Cole bring Kendrick Lamar on? Like, didn't he was the one who signed him on, right?
No,
That he was going to produce him or something. Huh?
no, they kind of different. They own different, like J. Cole is from the East Coast, North Carolina area, and
Hmm.
Kendrick is from California.
Hmm.
And no, neither one of them put each other. They put themselves on individually. People always say the top three is them as far as it's J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake.
Hmm.
Each of them paved their own way.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, Kendrick Cole, I don't know. That's not, I hope you know Kendrick Cole ain't one dude. Can't when I say Kendrick Cole, that's Kendrick versus Cole.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar
Uh-huh.
and J. Cole.
Uh-huh.
Right, right, right. But what I'm saying is, I was reading something that said that Kendrick, okay, they were at somewhere, they were at the
Oh,
same
well, he might have
place.
brought him out on stage before. He didn't bring him out on stage here recently. Now,
Right. No, this was like years ago,
yeah.
right?
I mean, they buddies, they friends.
Uh-huh. So, but it was sounding like J. Cole was sounding like, man, because he heard, Kendrick do some verses or something. He was like, man, that dude is cold. And so they have some songs that they did together, but they never put them out.
I mean, people are waiting. They were waiting on a compilation album before this right here came out.
Yeah. So then what's the big deal? What's going on with why are they, going back and forth with each other right now?
Kendrick made a dig on J. Cole. He did a verse on J. Cole.
Hmm.
J. Cole came back with some verses on his new album. I think he had some songs pretty much dedicated or pointed towards J. Cole. Since then, J. Cole has also apologized
Hmm.
and kind of ended the whole beef situation. Judge Too Heavy said J. Cole had something to do with Kendrick meeting Dr. Dre, not necessarily his career.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. And then so what else? So you saying about
So you didn't read nothing of
J.
what I
Cole?
sent
I
you.
did. I mean I didn't read anything. I was listening to what they were saying on YouTube about it.
What they say?
I mean, but you telling me something different. Like the way they made it seem like I mean that J. Cole was the one who um was bringing, put Kendrick, put him on.
I don't know that he necessarily put them on because that will put Kendrick. See, they both have different record labels. Like J. Cole got Dreamville. If
Mhm.
he brought like J. Cole has guys that he brought on,
Mhm.
and if he brought them on, Kendrick will be on Dreamville.
Mhm.
I can't think of the who their group is, but he's not on Dreamville. He don't even do
Okay.
Dreamville albums.
Yeah.
But when you talk about him bringing him on, that's what he would have brought him through Dreamville.
Mhm.
That's his clique of rappers that he got with him. He brought with him.
Yeah. Okay.
Kendrick got his own set of rappers up on the West Coast that he
Mhm.
brought with him.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Xavier said he just think it's just competition.
Yeah, I mean,
Get
I
out
feel
there.
like it's probably Kendrick just trying to get himself, back out there. Like, ain't that usually what it is when they have some kind of back and forth? It's like it's gonna help this person, get some streams, and then
Yeah, everybody gets streams out of it.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know about Kendrick getting back out there because just the fact that he put something out there, he could put. He didn't have to beef with anybody for people to be interested in what he bringing out.
Yeah. Mhm.
I think it is some competition. I think people nowadays are afraid of competition. I think we're afraid of competition.
Mhm.
We got this whole this new word toxic. So we find toxicity in everything nowadays.
Mhm.
Everything is toxic.
Mhm.
Competition, I guess, is toxic to a certain degree, and I guess it can be depending on what you feeling. Your feelings are as far as competition. For me, I don't. I come from a sports background, so competition is really nothing. You're supposed to be competitive because to me, competition is how you get the best out of yourself and the best out of everybody around you.
Mhm.
Friendly competition between friends, I don't mind that at all because at the end of the day, that'll make both of us better.
Right.
And that's kind of the way I see competition. But you have some people that receive competition in different ways, and then when you collide it with the street, you can have people getting hurt. Which I don't think that would be the case with J. Cole and Kendrick. They just not. They don't even make that kind of music.
Mhm.
As far as street dudes or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Shani B, how you doing?
But for me, I would compete with anybody.
Mhm.
When you feel like you're good at what you do, I will compete with anybody. I'm not saying I will beat anybody, but I will compete with anybody because one or two things is going to happen. Either I'm gonna win the competition or I'm gonna learn something.
Mm.
You don't lose. It's like a win-win. When you're at the top of your game and you really feel like you're good at what you do, you either gonna win that competition because you are good at what you do, or you're gonna learn something from somebody who's better than you at whatever you're doing. That's
Right.
that's to me that's the only thing. It wouldn't be any hard feelings, anything like that. I always say if I was gonna battle somebody as far as DJing go, and they did something that I thought was interesting, and I couldn't. Most things that I see, most transitions, most methods and stuff like that, I can go back and look at the tape, slow down the tape. I can get it down pat. I might not be able to emulate it, but I know how they did it, so I can practice get towards it.
Gotcha.
If it was just something that was just so dope that I can't get a hold to it, man, I don't have no problem. I'll pull you to the side and be like, hey, man, how'd you do that? Slow that down for me. Show me how you did that.
Right.
Nowadays, with most stuff, even complicated things as far as DJing, I can look at it and I can emulate it if I want to do it.
Mhm.
And that even makes DJs mad sometimes. But for me, it's like if you make yourself easy to be copied, that's your fault.
Right.
If you do a technique, if you have something that's easy to be copied, that's your fault. And it probably ain't original. If it's that
Mm.
easy to be copied, that means somebody else did it before you.
Right. Right. All right.
Xavier said at our age we compete with ourselves on the daily. He said plenty of times I've said, X, you can do better. And yeah, I compete with myself as far as trying to be better in a lot of areas on a daily basis. But I don't mind competing with somebody else to get better.
Mhm.
Friendly competition. A friend of mine, DJ Bogey, we don't have really a friendly competition, but we used to meet up and do scratch sessions. And when you come up with a new scratch, that means you've been practicing. When you come up with something new, and I'll notice that because I saw what you did last month or last, 2 weeks. If I say it's like, oh, you've been in the lab, you've been practicing, and that's what you do it for. It's not necessarily the competition thing, but it does show who've been working hard and who've been practicing and who haven't.
Right. Right.
And to me, you can't lose a competition. Even in hip hop, I think hip hop is built off of beef.
Mhm.
I think that's a big part of it. Well, it used to be a big part of it. Now we got a whole new generation of rappers, and it ain't gonna be no beef without somebody killing somebody else.
Right.
I just want to see skill levels. I just
Mhm.
want to see great skill levels. Even on the DJ side, I just want to see great skill levels. I don't want to see nobody hate nobody else. I just want to see great skill levels.
Right. Right. Okay. That's great. All right. So, did y'all hear about there was a customer at Chipotle? Chipotle is the restaurant where I think you go and I think it's Mexican food, right? You go and you build your own burrito or bowl or whatever that kind of thing is. So a customer goes into Chipotle and they're like, "Hey, I want a burrito and I need green onions and tomatoes, cheese, and give me a side of sour cream." So, they make whatever their burrito or something, and the employee forgets to put the sour cream on, and I guess the customer was very upset about that, and shot the employee because they left the sour cream out. So That was truly like, I don't know. I don't know who you have to be that is something. I feel like it must have been drugs.
Drugs, you be stressed.
Stress?
It could be lack of drugs.
I
Stressed out
mean,
from a lack of drugs. Maybe they need a drug to calm them down.
you got to be thrown off before you get to the place to order. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever no sour cream should trigger you, right? It had to be something, already wrong with him when he got there. So,
What's up, Cloud McGee? Yeah, you late. We ain't just talking about. We just talked about Kendrick Cole. I mean Kendrick Lamar and J Cole, and it was only half a conversation. Did nobody want to drop no comments? Chris don't know nothing about it, so it only lasted about 3 minutes.
and the eclipse.
Oh, we talked about the eclipse. We touched on the eclipse, but now we on Chipotle and somebody shooting. I don't know if it was a white. He asked white folks.
Yeah, of course. Mental health is not paid attention to. Please, yes, yes, indeed, 100% agree that on that, Shawnee. So I'm saying,
I
I
mean,
feel
he gonna
like,
get all the therapy he need now.
well,
He gonna get 10 by 10 therapy. That's gonna be the size of his room.
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I said, I feel like something was definitely wrong with that person before they got to the place. So,
At
yep,
the end of the day, that's it.
yeah,
I
had to
mean,
be
maybe that was just the culmination of all the things
right.
that happened that day. He had a bad day, might have had a bad day at work. I don't know, but look
Hmm.
here, the sour cream, that was just it. He wasn't gonna take no more
Right,
disrespect
right.
that day.
Yeah. All right. So listen, did you hear about Aries Spears? He made a comment, which he always got something weird to say about, but I don't know if I don't necessarily disagree with him on this. So he says that these black Trump supporters out here, he said that y'all really need to go back to being slave. He said y'all have a slave mentality because y'all feel like y'all need to support Trump because of the fact that he went to jail and he got what do they call that when you go and you get your picture taken?
Mugshot?
Yeah, and so he got a mugshot. And he said, Trump said that's going to get his black supporters, right? And so it's black people out there that agree with him that y'all feel like, yes, I support Trump because he, got a mugshot. What? Like that and the tennis shoes. And, he put out some tennis shoes. And of course, they say, if you tennis shoes and mugshot, then y'all,
I haven't
what?
I haven't run into anybody like that. I wouldn't be surprised. America's a big place with a lot of different opinions. It's also a place where a lot of people do things to get attention. So I
Hmm.
feel like some people might even be doing that to get attention. Now they just want to get the attention of some people.
What, as far as saying they support Trump?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So said, shaking my head. America got black people by the balls. It's sad. And that's what Sanders said. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you support Trump because he went to jail, yeah, that's a little bit off. If you support Trump because he brought out some tennis shoes, yeah, that's a little bit off. There's certain people that support Trump for other reasons, and if it's valid, those are not valid political reasons to support somebody. But if you have your own reason to support Trump, a lot of people say that they like the economy up under Trump. Who am I? I mean, hey.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, I mean, people have a right to their own opinion,
Right.
and I don't know. I ain't big on neither one of them, Trump nor Biden. I'm
I
not big
mean,
on. I'm not big on Republicans nor Democrats. Um, I'm not big on them.
what
So
Clyde said, it don't matter what side you vote for, America is
I
doomed.
mean, I can't say. I don't want to say doomed because I'm here. I'm an American, and I don't want to be doomed. But there's different ways of running the government. Republicans have one way of running the government. Democrats have another way of running the government. And at the heart of it, take Trump and Biden away from it. There are some Republican values and some Republican ideals that I can get on board with.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so this being one, let's talk about this. So, of course, they're saying,
Clyde say two different wings on the same bird.
right, right.
And the kid said we in God's hands at this point.
Okay, and that's all we can do is pray. So the fact, let's talk about this. So the fact that Trump is a um um okay, so he believes that, women should not have a right to, you know, choose, right? Like that it's not their choice. It is, pro life or whatever, because he signed that bill that, basically gives away the rights for women to choose their own, situation. Now, I feel like I'm pro-choice. I'm sorry, I am, because I feel like, why should the government decide what a woman can do with her body? What is that? Why? I mean, of course, nobody wants to, go through that, this, that, and the third. But I think that is your decision as a woman. Why do the government get to tell me what I can do with my body? I'm sorry. I don't agree with that. I
Unless
don't.
it said we just have to choose someone who best represents you and your beliefs, regardless of the party. Um, it's a lot of other issues besides pro choice.
Right. I know, but that is one that, of course, Texas is saying, hey, that's the one we going with, because, our governor is, pro whatever Trump say, right?
Yep.
And so for me, I just feel like, that is um something that, as a woman, that I should be able to make the determination for myself, if it's a health reason or whatever, because there's women out here who are going through, different things with their health or whatever, and that for them the best thing is, that it's either me or this, the unborn fetus. But for the government to make the decision that, no, woman, you may not make your own decision on that. Am I don't even know how to express my I feel so strongly against that. I just think that that's wrong. Like, why is it that as women we have to go through that, but men, the government's not telling y'all, hey, you have no right to, have more than two kids or whatever. Like, come on now. It's not right. It ain't right. I feel like, you giving,
More than two kids?
I'm saying, what if the government said, hey, for men, no more than two kids? And, if you have more than two kids, then,
Aren't there areas in China just like that? They got
huh?
like, don't they have like that kind of population control or something like
Oh,
that?
maybe in China, you said?
Yeah, in other
Maybe
like
so.
communist
Maybe so.
countries.
But see, I feel like, then to me, that's the same thing as, the government putting a restriction on women, that what they can and cannot do. And if you, even if it's health reasons, that you can't do it, what?
So
No.
I'd say women have to understand murder and accountability. Say no one can take a life and get away with it in the eyes of God. But I agree with your point.
I mean, okay. I mean, at the end of the day, now, okay, so let's, the fact that you said that murder. Now, that would be if you say that a fetus is a, you know, a human being, right? Now, the fetus cannot live without the woman's, right, parts, right? It can't breathe, doesn't get oxygen or anything, because it is attached. So it is not yet a human being. Now, I do think that, as it goes further along, in the third trimester or whatever, that's different. But I don't know. See, it's life. Okay. Okay, Client.
Yeah. I mm, I think a woman should have a right to decide whether they want to have a child or not. Shoot, if they don't
Hmm.
want to carry, y'all got to carry
Right.
for the nine
Right.
months. So what?
Right. Hmm.
I mean, that's one of the Republican ideals that I don't agree with. You know, but there are some, like I said, there are some that I do agree with. People are against Republicans Do you know of anything else? Any other aspects? Any other perspectives?
I
Any
mean,
other?
honestly, the fact that the way and I'm speaking on what the things that Trump did. So, you go and give all of these tax breaks to, these large corporations or whatever, this, that, and the third. And then when the middle class or whatever is suffering because there we go. How much is it? It's called. So anyway, yeah, I just those that I disagree with. How they did the taxes and whatever, breaks for, if you're upper class, and if you're not, then hey, you're on your own.
Oh, I'll take you back. Um, I think Republicans really believe in pulling yourself up by the bootstraps.
Right.
Like, don't necessarily are not on board with things like government assistance and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I can't entirely be mad at them on that. It's like because you have those people that live off of government assistance, that you know, shoot, stay on it and squeeze it for everything they can.
I think that there are people who do that, yes, but I don't think that every.
How do you get a hold to the people that take advantage of it?
I mean, I don't know,
We lose
but
a lot of we lose a lot of money on people to take advantage of it.
right, but I'm saying I feel like, that's on the people who have to determine whether somebody's qualified. That you can't, punish a whole group of, say everybody that is getting government assistance is not, eligible. That's not true.
I get that, but how do you solve it? Do you just continue make sure that everybody get it? Let the people who taking advantage of it, let them get it too. Just make as long as everybody get it, as long as they get to the underprivileged, we're not going to pay attention to the people that are taking advantage of the system. Is that what
I
you're
mean,
saying?
they need to decide how to determine whether the people,
I
people
think
are
one of
taking
the ways
advantage
was
of it.
limiting the times you can be on it. I think you can only be on it. You can't be on it. It's not a lifetime thing anymore.
Well, okay. So let me say this. Because I know of a situation where there's disability in the family, and what I'm saying, and it is a lifetime situation,
Hmm.
right? So that person, you're going to say, hey, you can only get it for this minute amount of time,
I ain't even speaking on disability.
but they also get government assistance.
I understand that, but in the case of a disability, that's a lifetime thing. I wouldn't
Mhm.
even that wouldn't even be the case. I'm talking about somebody who has able-bodied children, an able-bodied parent with able-bodied children, and there are plenty of them out there.
So you're talking about just basically like welfare type.
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
disability. That's you don't get off of that. Broke mentality, you can get off of that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
sucking off of the system, you can get off of that.
Hmm.
You can pull yourself up by the bootstraps instead of, you know, relying on the government the entire time. You use the government to get to a level to where you don't need the government anymore.
Hmm.
That's that's what I believe in as far as getting to a point where you don't need the government anymore. I'm not
Hmm.
speaking on disability.
Hmm.
I'm speaking on able-bodied people because there are a lot of able-bodied people running around the projects, able-bodied parents with able-bodied kids that stay in that system,
Yeah.
and I don't think that's right.
Hmm. I mean, so what do you think about people who have multiple kids?
Multiple kids, you better figure that shit out. You have to go to school, something, be a doctor, something.
Hmm?
You don't want to dropped all them kids, man.
Come on, you can't be be a doctor.
Dude,
That is not that simple.
there are systems. Now it just depends on how many kids you got, but there are systems. You get what is that as far as the child care? They get money for child care. They get a lot of money for child care. So it's like you got to be able to use all of those resources to get to a high level.
Hmm.
Now, I ain't talking about not just to go to Taco Bell and work and make sure your kids go to daycare at the same time. I'm talking about as far as take yourself to school. A lot of those, I mean, I know of a lot of people who went to school on government assistance because government assistance will pay for your school. As long as you finish school, they help you get a house. I know personally know people who's in those systems, whatever, and they ain't on the system no more.
Yeah, but when I'm saying multiple, I'm saying people with 4, 5, 6 kids or whatever.
You know, say, look,
Then, because it's easier with 1 or 2 kids to do that.
why do you
When
go
you
and
say
drop?
4, 5,
Why
6
even
kids,
go and drop
I
four,
don't
five, six
know.
kids?
I don't know.
That's bad. And then you drop 4, 5, 6 kids by dudes who don't take care of their kids.
Mm.
Like, why would you? Why do you do that? You know what? A part of me says you deserve that.
Well, then, and I say for those men out there who are dropping all these kids and not taking care of them, you only get to have 2 kids.
I'm saying
So
for
then
all
let's let the
these, I'm
government
saying for all these
stop that.
women who all these women who are dropping these kids and not taking care of their kids.
Woohoo! Hey y'all. That is the eclipse weather that is taking us down. Let's see who's still on here. Who hung on?
Mhm. I see Lisa, Charles Hibbler, Marcus Jackson, Bird, Willie Brantley still on. Um, no.
Hey y'all, we back. We're back. We're back.
What happened? Man, internet happened. I don't know. I guess it went down, but I don't know. It seemed like I need a better Cat 6 cord because it seemed like it was plugged in incorrectly. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody could have. We got a long cord running our internet right now. It's running down through the house, and this ain't a small house. So somebody could have tripped over it. Anything? Ain't no telling. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Okay. All right. So what were we talking about? I think we were talking about
Oh, we're just talking about issues as far as Republicans and the whole pro-life thing.
and you was talking about people on um
Government assistance, staying on
government
government
assistance
assistance.
need to choose women with multiple kids need to choose better
Yeah, better dudes, man.
dudes.
Heck yeah.
So
Don't choose the dudes that you see in the rap videos that they talking about in the rap videos. You know, toxic love, all that good stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. Choose somebody gonna be good for your future. It might not necessarily be the one that look good to you either.
yeah, and there's that. There's that. All right. So since we, got all these issues today, this is solar eclipse Monday. That's what this is. So, never know what's gonna happen. But so let's talk about this. So now, there's a whole lot to do, whoop to do about this whole eclipse thing. And they were saying that this is just one of those things that would happen in during these end times, you know, situations. Okay. So now they say let's be smart. We need to be smart about things to come or whatever. And so here you go. They say that you should here's they, right? They say that you should get save 3 months of your income, and you should have 3 months worth of groceries in your house that you kind of just put up in maybe a storage separate type area. Okay. Some that you won't, be just using, but set up set aside 3 months of food to just put back somewhere, right? And again, 3 months of your income to just save it back in the back somewhere, right? You should also have 3 months of toiletries. Okay. So start stocking up on toilet tissue and all of that so you can just have 3 months worth of toiletries. You should also have, um, they said to start saving cash. So you should have, just in case the banks go down, which, with this whole thing with the government now is getting into um, their own money system, then you never know when they'll take the banks down. Okay. So just in case the banks go down, you should have um, money put back, cash. So this way, if the stores are not using, electronic ways to pay for ABCD, that you have cash. Um, that is something that, I can say a lot of people I know, probably us, that we don't keep a lot of cash. So that is something that everybody needs to start doing is put your cash back, have some cash on hand in your house or whatever.
Once you say it's too late,
Um, this way, you're prepared just in case, you know,
you
they
said it's
take the
too late.
banks down. Huh?
You said it's too late
Too late to do what?
to do all the saving that you was talking about.
Oh, Why is it too late?
Well, I think what he's saying is maybe it takes time to save up stuff like that. Start stacking 3 months worth of toiletries and $17,000. That ain't enough. It's just hard for people are struggling already, and if you haven't put back for it already, you can start now, but you can't just go and buy 3 months worth of stuff. A lot of people are not in a position where they can just go buy 3 months worth of groceries and put it up. The financial hit that they're gonna take from that is gonna take them up. They still got to pay rent, still got to pay, mortgage or whatever.
Well, I don't think you have to just like go and buy 3 months worth of stuff right now, but you can start, putting back.
You start today.
Yeah.
And anybody, I would encourage anybody to start today.
Right.
Are we gonna start today though? How many of us gonna start today?
I don't know.
And that's the problem right there, because you got to start.
Right. Indeed.
So if you started now, then there's a possibility. Now he's saying it's too late, so maybe he got a date in mind as far as when it's gonna happen.
Right. I don't think it's too late. I think it's okay if we go ahead and start when you start. Like if you never start, right? So start. You don't have to go and do. Hey, I'm gonna go buy 3 months worth of groceries. No, but you can start putting it back.
He said, like, if the banks go down, laugh my ass off. If the banks go down, cash won't mean shit. You made reference to Venezuela. You might want to check what happened in Venezuela. And I think I kind of get that as far as cash not meaning anything, because you got to go to the barter system. If banks go down, they're the ones who take cash.
Okay, so if the electronic systems go down, how we pay right now, if that goes down, then you should have cash.
You should have gold and silver.
Gold and silver.
Uh-huh.
Who takes gold and silver?
People will.
People.
Yeah. Because of the mean stuff. And as far as how the barter system goes, cash at the end of the day, it has to go to a bank. There's no place where the cash is going to end where it's going to be worth something. Gold and silver, if there were no cash, people would take gold and silver, because you could take that gold and silver and trade it out somewhere else. And it will mean something to somebody somewhere else.
You would take gold and silver?
I would if the cash system was down.
Now, what is silver? How does that?
It's the same thing. It's a precious metal.
I know, but I'm saying, how do you determine how much silver is?
Shoot, I don't. You can look it up and tell how much the gold and silver is right now, how much it's worth. But at the end of the day, it'll still be worth something.
Okay.
It can still be traded around.
Right.
Cash, at the end of the day, it needs to end at the bank.
And if the bank is down, then what are you going to do?
There's nowhere for it to end. You just got this piece of paper.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't know. I guess we better start collecting.
I mean, be honest with you, I've said that. I have done a good job of it. I know people do it. Quincy, I know they have gold and silver put back. I know people that I've talked to, and they got gold and silver put back. Even when you talk about something simple as the pawn shop. When you go and get gold and silver, buy gold and silver watches, rings, bracelets, all that stuff. Okay, you had that stuff in your closet. You could take that to the pawn shop and get, cash back for that.
Okay, yeah, right now.
Yeah. So it's still it's worth something. It's worth, gold and silver. Like I say, if you were to get down on your luck, you stack up on gold and silver. You could take that and you can cash that. I just think gold and silver will last longer in a financial system than cash, because the government systems went down. The ones who take the stuff, take the currency. What is it good for?
Right. Well, okay. So I guess instead of having cash,
we started from gold and silver.
Go trade off for some gold and silver.
Cash is based on oil, flat and fractional reserve, gold, silver, copper, tangible.
Okay. All right. Sounds great.
I mean, to put up that much money or whatever, I guess you banking on that the banks would one day come back up.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think that we think about the fact of if the banks go down, and then who's going to take cash if the banks are down, right?
I mean,
I guess I'm just thinking that if we need to go to Walmart and they say, sorry, that you can't pay by credit card or debit card or whatever, only cash, then what do we do?
I mean, if they taking only cash
Mm-hmm.
and the banks are down,
Mm-hmm.
what they gonna do with the cash? Stores make deposits every day. Where they make the deposit?
I mean, at the end of the day, if they say they take cash, then we don't care what they do with it.
If the cash don't mean anything, if they have nowhere to take their cash to, in order for it to be counted as currency,
Maybe they hoping that the banks will come back up.
I just said that.
I don't
I
have the
just said
answer.
that. You hope that the banks will come back up, but the banks never come back up, and you just collecting a whole lot of paper.
Hey, that's on them. That's Walmart. That's a problem.
And I don't, if that system went down to where the banks would not take that money and count it as currency, why would Walmart even start keep taking cash? Walmart is some of the best business people obviously out here.
Right.
And if that cash, if those papers, if those slips don't mean anything, I just don't think they would be dumb enough to be like, you know what, just to help y'all out, we'll take these pieces. I
Right.
don't think they would be like that.
Probably not. Probably not. So, okay.
So I think the best currency would be precious metals and the barter system work. Trading out work.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we hope that we don't have to deal with that anytime soon. So, all right. So, there we have it.
Exactly. If you don't have metal, know how to do something. So yeah, you don't have those precious metals, you're gonna have to be able to you have to barter services.
Mm-hmm.
That's something before banks were a thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that would take us back. If you took away those technologies, that would take us back to what we were doing before banks were a thing.
Right.
And that was precious metals and working barter system.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. All right. So thank y'all so much for joining us for sitting through the technical difficulties. We appreciate it. And hopefully next Monday, which won't be solar eclipse Monday, we'll
I mean, just depends. I'm thinking it had a storm had a lot to do with. I'm not.
Yeah.
I was talking to a co-worker of mine today, and he was blaming everything on the eclipse. Everything we were talking about each other. And that's what that's kind of what we do as a society now. That anything that happens out of the ordinary is like, the eclipse happened today.
Right.
So it's like he was kind of doing it as a joke, and I think a lot of people are. Some people it's not a joke. It's like everything that's out of order, out of whack, is due to the eclipse.
There you go.
I'm ready for it to be over.
Right. Right. All right. All right. Well, we will see y'all next Monday. Same jazz time.
Same jazz channel.
All right. Be blessed.